My name is Mary Leach, and I'm here for The Rocket, interviewing RJ Mitte. I'm just going to have a few questions for you, just, answer me however you feel like, and we'll go through those.
Sounds good.
So how did you get started in Hollywood?
I started because of my little sister, actually.
Okay.
My little sister, she was like 1.5, and an agent saw her, and we were living in Houston at the time, saw her at a water park, and they were like, well, she's like, oh my gosh, she's perfect. We want to put her in a Lucille Ball campaign. And we were living in Houston at the time, and we're like, yeah, sure, what's the worst thing that could happen? And apparently this. Now, I just took off, and we started meeting her with agents, and she did the campaign, and then agents saw me in the lobby and was like, oh, what about him? And my mother was like, oh, he knows nothing about acting. He has CP. He gets to know enough to. We don't really want this type of job for him. And she asked, and I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And it took off from there. I started working, doing acting classes and working in background. And it just about 6-7 months later, Breaking Bad came along, and I started auditioning for the show. And I auditioned for 2 months with the show, and it just, here I am today, and it just keeps going and growing. So
That's excellent, awesome. That's a great story. One of those classic, found it,
yeah, no, it's really amazing, and it does not happen often, but when it does, it happens.
So in your roles in Breaking Bad and Switch to Birth, you play characters with disabilities.
Yeah.
Do you believe it's important for individuals with disabilities to be represented in the media?
I think it's very important. I think that people don't realize the effects that everyone has with social media and with television. The thing is people don't go to see. Personally, I don't go to see other actors on television. I go to see myself playing those characters, and I think that's what a lot of people want. They want to have that where they see themselves, they see who they are, and they are reflected honestly in film and television. And I think it's important. I think there's only 2% of actors with a disability actually on television and film, and the number is growing every day. There's so many amazing movements and so many amazing organizations that I work with that are pushing to have more honest and more real characters on television. But I think it's a very important to have those, because there's so many people around the world that have disabilities, both mental and physical disabilities, and it's fairly close to the majority of this world that actually has a disability, and I think it's very important to have it reflected honestly in the media.
Excellent. What are some of those organizations that you work with, if you don't mind me?
I work with IMPWD, which is I am a person with disability. I work with Diversity, which is another organization. I work with Inclusions in the Arts and Media, people with disabilities, and that is also, those are SAG after campaigns. So those are definitely 2 of them. I'm actually a board member on IMPWD. I work with PACER, which is against anti-bullying. I'm a United States ambassador for United Cerebral Palsy. I'm now an ambassador for Shriners Children's Hospital, and I have quite a few, and the list keeps going of foundations I work with. But I always try to keep busy and always try to keep going, and it's really important to be able to give back and to be able to give back to people that have given to you over the years. So.
Excellent, thank you. And so what was your reaction when you read the Breaking Bad script for the first time?
I loved it. I thought it was perfect. I saw me as Junior. It pretty much described me to a T when I saw the breakdown. And I loved it. It was an amazing pilot, and it's still my favorite episode. It was really an amazing honor to be able to be a part of it and to work with the people I was able to work with.
Definitely. And so what was your reaction when you read the final Breaking Bad script?
It was insane. I loved it. I definitely thought it was a piece of art. That Vince and the writers, there's a team of 6, and they're all truly remarkable at what they brought and what they're able to bring to the page and what they're able to bring to the screen. We really had an amazing casting, and just everyone down to the core of it was on it, and they wanted to be a part of it, and they wanted to see this flourish and to grow.
Definitely. Yeah. And so Walter Jr. is kept clueless for the majority of the series, but he does play a crucial role in his drug-dealing dad's downfall in those last few episodes. So how did you prepare for that challenging reveal of information to Walter Jr.? There's some heartbreaking scenes.
Well, it's how you feel if everyone was lying to you for years and everyone kept these dark secrets from you, and I just used that, and I just used what would I do in that situation? How would I react? And I think it's a perfect reaction, and yes, there's a lot of people that are like, how could you do that to your father? And I think at the same time, I ask them, I say, what would you do in that situation? How would you respond to that? What would you say if everyone was lying to you from the beginning? And I think it's one of the things that people forget.
Definitely, after the trajectory of your character in those final few episodes, definitely is something to look back on. And it was revealed that the infamous blue meth used on set is actually
It's rock candy.
Did you get a chance to taste any of it?
I have a couple of bags of it at my house. I have tons of it at the house. Every once in a while, friends come over, they'll just play with it, and I have to throw it away because people dig their hands in it. And it's like, my little sister, she's 10 now, but she eats, it's her candy, but people will be like, oh my god, and they'll dig their hands, and then they'll put it back. And I'll be like, but they'll do it again and again, and I'm like, yeah, you're not eating that.
No. Stay away from that stuff.
Stay away from that stuff.
Both the real meth and the blue rock candy meth.
Both.
So Breaking Bad has been over for nearly 6 months now. So how has your life changed since the final episode aired?
It's coming up on a year.
Oh, almost a year? Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost a year, and
in September, or since you guys stopped filming.
Well, yes, since we stopped filming, yes. It's almost been a year, and it's good. I saw Dean, I saw Vince, I saw Aaron, Bob, Betsy. It was. One moment, I'm trying to
get them all together.
I'm trying to, because I just saw them fairly recently. Dean, Betsy, Bob, Vince, and Aaron, and I just saw them probably about 5 days ago at a panel, and it's really nice. It's really good to see them. The thing about it is everyone's working. So everyone's moving forward, everyone's constantly going, and it's really important to have that, and it's really nice to see. It's a shame that we don't see each other more often, but the good thing is everyone's working. Everyone's moving forward, everyone's going on to their lives, and everyone's back in their world. So.
Well, you can see them at award shows too. That's always fun too.
Well, yeah, we have one left. We have the Emmys that are coming up, and that's our last one.
All coming full circle, definitely.
Yeah.
So Switched at Birth is a relatively calmer and less crime-ridden show than Breaking Bad. So
still a bit of a drama though.
Still definitely drama-filled, but less crime.
Yes.
So how has the transition into playing Campbell? How has that been for you?
It's been nice. The Switched at Birth crew was very welcoming, and I met Katie 4 years before I became a part of the show, and actually I talked in a panel an event for disability media access awards, and I talked about the importance of shows like Breaking Bad and Switched at Birth from the standpoints of the type of what they bring to the audience. And with Switched at Birth, you have so many amazing deaf actors, and there's scenes that are nothing but sign, which are amazing, and I love to see this, and I love to see that, how it's being reflected on television. I think they do a pretty decent job of that, and they welcomed me with open arms, and I start in a week on the next half of season 3. So it's been fun.
Definitely a welcoming crew.
Very welcoming. Everyone that's a part of the crew has been very welcoming and came to me with open arms. So it's very nice to have, and I'm very lucky to be able to go from one amazing show to another. And it's weird though. It's weird playing characters with a disability. And yes, Junior had. I grew up with my disability, but being in the chair and walking with the crutches, it's definitely a reminder of everything that I could be and everything that people expected I should be. And that's the thing, is it's definitely something that I had to overcome, and I'm really happy I was able to have the tools and knowledge to be able to do that.
Excellent. So, wrapping up, just looking into the future, what roles do you hope to portray in your career, and how do you plan to keep growing as a professional?
I have no idea.
Whatever comes your way.
Really, at the end of the day, it's whatever hires you.
Mm-hmm.
In this business, I'm auditioning. I'm moving forward. I'm working on Switched. I started that in a week. I've been working on a documentary that's about to be done. Hopefully. My director is right over there. That's why I gave her the look. Yeah, just whatever really hires me. At the end of the day, that's all that you can hope for. And in this business, as long as you're able to keep working, because so few people are allowed to work, and like I said earlier, there's only 2% of people with an actual disability on television, and I'm part of that 2%. So you can pretty much count everyone that it works on film and television on your hands, which is very sad. But as long as I'm working, as long as I'm able to keep growing, that's all you can hope for.
Thank you. Excellent. Thank you very much.
No,
Really
no
appreciate
worries.
the interview.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks. Nice to meet you too.